More news in the blockchain space, and that is all around advertising and how Google, the king of advertising, is playing into crypto's beautiful hands. Today, we're going to dive into that. My name is Paul Barron. Welcome back to TechPath. Today, we're going to take a look at where Google is going with their crypto policy in terms of advertising. As you all know, well, maybe not all of you know this, but basically back in 2018, Google said, hey, listen, no more crypto ads for all you guys out there, all you scammers, all you ICO guys that are trying to get all this great investment into the marketplace. Not going to happen, so they shut it down. Kind of that was that. Also this year we had TikTok came in and said, no influencers, no, you can't do any of that either. We're going to shut that down. And then here we are in July and August of 2021, and Google comes in and says, wait a minute, we are back in the game. Internet giant right here. Google's new ad policy has gone into effect. The company now allows certain cryptocurrency ads, such as promoting of cryptocurrency exchanges and wallets. And these advertisers must meet certain requirements to be certified by Google. Here they are to be certified. So this is where all the scammers don't really get a chance to kind of get into the game. But you've got to be either registered by the Financial Crime Enforcement Network, people call that FinCEN, of course, as a money services business, or to be federally or state chartered by chartered bank. They also must comply with relevant legal requirements, and their ads must have landing pages, must comply with the advertising regs. So that's pretty typical. And then, as I mentioned here was the 2018 ban that Google had on what was happening. To dive in a little deeper, here was a piece over by Cointelegraph. Google's updated policy also bars crypto ads from linking to websites that host cryptocurrency trading signals. That's going to be interesting. Cryptocurrency investment advice, another interesting thing, and aggregators or affiliate sites containing related or content or broker reviews. So that's a lot in the way of only allowing certain companies to do advertising here, which primarily are the exchanges. So this is going to be interesting to watch, especially with the fact that they've kind of moved into this space of taking over where some of this has kind of been left open, because I don't necessarily feel like this is anywhere near the kind of advertising that we're going to see. So what the problem is that all of the companies, projects, all the different kind of influencers, all those kind of things, I think they're going to pretty much be shut out of their advertising component in being able to go into Google Ads. This is really boiling down to a handful of titans that are going to be fighting for that top 2 or 3 spots that are coming out in ads, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. But furthermore, when you look at where the SEC's position is on all of this, and the reason this is kind of locked into this is, and just to kind of show you a little bit about this, SEC boss Gensler eyeing robust regulation of the crypto market. This was the report that was just pulled out just this week. But basically he says he's neutral. This is Gensler saying, I'm neutral on tech, even though I'm quite a bit intrigued. I spent 3 years teaching this. He's not neutral on protecting investors, especially retail side. He did give a timeline on the introduction of the action on cryptocurrency, citing 49 non-crypto policy reviews, such as responding to like the GameStop trading frenzy that could slow down any progress on cryptocurrency. So that's one thing that they are considering. But here's the point that I'm trying to make. The SEC could then regulate these platforms if they're advertising an interest rate return on a crypto asset. So this gets back into people who could be exchanges that are doing things like that, such as advertising, hey, we're paying 6% on Cardano or on Bitcoin or whatever it might be. Alternatively, platforms that pool digital assets could also be regarded as mutual funds, which would also bring them into the SEC's purview and get into, I think FinCEN also could potentially kind of govern this whole area. So you've got a lot of potential government regulation that could be flying into this category, especially around the advertising side of things as people are looking to move into advertising cryptocurrency. Now here's the key thing that I think is going to be interesting to watch, because this is where mass adoption starts to move. Is this a good thing for crypto in general? My analysis is yes. Overall, it's a good thing because there's going to be more general people that are not in crypto today that are going to start looking at search, typically through Google, and they're going to discover Bitcoin maybe for the first time on some of these exchanges. And I think that is a very positive thing for the crypto community and also just in general the marketplace. And the likelihood is that the regulatory elements are probably going to really get into more of the financial side of things, anti-money laundering, the financial crimes unit, all the things that they have to do to kind of regulate some of these scammers that really are out there pushing hard into this space. I'm curious as to when we'll start to see those kind of regulations really come down on other platforms out there that are currently kind of going in this direction. So there's a lot to be said about that because there's a lot happening on Twitter, YouTube, all the social media platforms as well, kind of going in this direction. So just to show you what's happening over on Google search right now, like that little red Band-Aid. Bitcoin, did a search real quick, 557,000 results. And of course, who do we get on the number 1 and number 2 spot? None other than Coinbase, the number 1 800-pound gorilla, and right behind them is Gemini in their ads. So far, not a lot more in the play for bidding against Coinbase, but it'd be interesting to see what the bid pricing is going for on Coinbase and for Gemini with just a handful. I imagine we'll probably see Voyager and Kraken, all the guys kind of compiling into this sector. Really interested on how this is going to go into things like the interest-bearing side of things, because that's where you get into Celsius, Nexo, what they're doing with loans, all those kind of companies that are kind of moving that. Then you got the platforms like BlockFi, Bitpanda, some of those projects, and even maybe Robinhood, because Robinhood will be a player in this as well, I think, down in the future. So this is going to be an interesting play out and really kind of, as I said, a focus on where it could really drive the awareness factor of cryptocurrency in general, and that's only going to help Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the core blue chippers out there in the crypto space for sure. If you're listening to us over on the podcast, we do these shorter versions of TechPath just to kind of give you news updates and keep you informed on what's happening and really kind of some of the flowing impact that this could have in the cryptocurrency, because all of this starts to really flow into how the sentiment really flows on cryptocurrency. Because remember, cryptocurrency is not a fundamentally driven platform and investment and asset class that drives much like stocks. So we look at it from a completely different angle than a lot of investors look at traditional investment classes out there. So that's the reason we do this, try to keep you guys as close and upgraded as you can be in terms of the topics. If you have an idea for the show, make sure and hit us down below in the comments. You can also hit me up on Twitter @Paul Barron. We'll catch you next time right here on TechPath.